With profound humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 2 of 4.
Etc.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Нашите предавания предлагат много езици. Моля вижте suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The sense that a greater happiness is the reward of a higher virtue. This is not counting up to the credit of happiness the years of its continuance. It is simply noting the high watermark once for all attained. Please continue watching to hear readings of the wisdom of the philosopher Plotinus, vegetarian.
Vegan, 'cause we don't have the heart to leave a burning world to the next generation.
When visiting the homeland of the Maronite Cypriots, you can greet the friendly locals with Galsu, which means hello in Greek Cypriot. I am Angela. The peace-loving Maronite Cypriots appreciate your kindness to all people and our animal friends and join you in the benevolent vegan lifestyle to promote a loving and compassionate world. Welcome to excerpts from the Six Enneads by Plotinus, Vegetarian, Happiness and Time, Part 1 of 2, on Words of Wisdom. Plotinus, vegetarian, was one of the most influential philosophers in antiquity after Plato, vegetarian, and Aristotle, vegetarian. In his philosophy, there are three principles: the one, the intellect, and the soul. Historians of the 19th century invented the term Neoplatonism and applied it to Plotinus' philosophy. His metaphysical writings have inspired centuries of Islamic, Jewish, Christian, and Gnostic metaphysicians. The issue of happiness is one of Plotinus' greatest imprints on Western thought, as he was one of the first to introduce the idea that happiness is attainable only within consciousness. From all accounts, his personal and social life exhibited the highest moral and spiritual standards. He disliked talking about his own life, disapproved of meat, and refused medications containing animal substances. Plotinus' final words were, "Try to raise the divine in yourselves to the divine in the all." Long before his physical departure from this world, the philosopher entrusted two of his closest disciples, Porphyry and Amelius, with the extensive task of collecting, revising, and compiling his writings. Thus, the Six Enneads was published to share Plotinus' precious insights with countless generations. It consists of 54 treatises varied in length, arranged in 6 sets of 9 Ennead in 3 volumes. The Enneads are sorted by levels of sophistication, starting with the first Ennead, which emphasizes ethical topics. Today, we are delighted to present excerpts from the 5th tractate of the First Ennead, which expounds on how happiness is a mindset in the present and is not reliant on the happiness or sadness of past or future events. The First Ennead, 5th tractate, Happiness and Extension of Time. Section 1. Is it possible to think that happiness increases with time? Happiness which is always taken as a present thing. The memory of former felicity may surely be ruled out of count, for happiness is not a thing of words, but a definite condition which must be actually present like the very fact and act of life. Section 2. It may be objected that our will towards living and towards expressive activity is constant, and that each attainment of such expression is an increase in happiness. But in the first place, by this reckoning, every tomorrow's well-being will be greater than today's, every later installment successfully larger than an earlier. At once, time supplants moral excellence as the measure of felicity. Then again, the gods today must be happier than of old, and their bliss too is not perfect, will never be perfect. Further, when the will attains what it was seeking, it attains something present. The quest is always for something to be actually present until a standing felicity is definitely achieved. The will to life, which is will to existence, aims at something present, since existence must be a stably present thing, even when the act of the will is directed towards the future, and the furthest future, its object is an actually present having and being. There is no concern about what is past or to come. The future state humans seek is to be a now to them. They do not care about the forever. They ask that an actual present be actually present. Section 3. Yes, but if the well-being has lasted a long time, if that present spectacle has been a longer time before the eyes, if in the greater length of time, the person has seen more deeply, time has certainly done something for them. But if all the process has brought them no further vision, then one glance would give all they have had. Section 4. Still the one life has known pleasure longer than the other, but pleasure cannot be fairly reckoned in with happiness, unless indeed by pleasure is meant the unhindered act of the true human, in which case this pleasure is simply our happiness. And even pleasure, though it exists continuously, has never anything but the present. Its past is over and done with. Section 5. We are asked to believe, then it will be objected that if one person has been happy from first to last, another only at the last, and a third, beginning with happiness, has lost it, their shares are equal. This is straying from the question. We were comparing the happy among themselves. Now we are asked to compare the not happy at the time when they are out of happiness with those in actual possession of happiness. If these last are better off, they are so as people in possession of happiness against those without it, and their advantage is always by something in the present. Section 6. Well, but take the unhappy person, must not increase of time bring an increase of their unhappiness? Do not all troubles, long-lasting pains, sorrows, and everything of that type yield a greater sum of misery in a longer time? And if thus in misery the evil is augmented by time, why should not time equally augment happiness when all is well? In the matter of sorrows and pains, there is, no doubt, ground for saying that time brings increase. For example, in a lingering malady, the evil hardens into a state, and as time goes on, the body is brought lower and lower. But if the constitution did not deteriorate, if the mischief grew no worse than hereto, there would be no trouble but that of the present moment. We cannot tell the past into the tale of unhappiness, except in the sense that it has gone to make up an actually existing state, in the sense that the evil in the sufferer's condition having been extended over a longer time, the mischief has gained ground. The increase of ill-being then is due to the aggravation of the malady, not to the extension of time. It may be pointed out also that this greater length of time is not a thing existent at any given moment, and surely a more is not to be made out by adding to something actually present, something that has passed away. No, true happiness is not vague and fluid. It is an unchanging state. If there is in this matter any increase besides that of mere time, it is in the sense that a greater happiness is the reward of a higher virtue. This is not counting up to the credit of happiness the years of its continuance. It is simply nothing the high watermark once for all attained. For more information, please visit secrettexts.com.
All of us know the importance of doing good deeds. In fact, not consuming meat is a form of good deed. By doing so, we are saving lives. Lu Ling Ling, vegetarian.
Serene viewers, thank you for watching today's Words of Wisdom. Please join us tomorrow for part 2 of this program. Coming up next is A World View of Animal Law, interview with Bruce Wagman, vegan, part 2 of 2, right after noteworthy news. May God bless you with happiness and mindfulness through all life stages.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW